And it looked like Kelsey Mitchell definitely might have already signed her new contract with the Indiana Fever based off the new information that was released.
Drama is brewing in Indiana as Kelsey Mitchell's time with the Fever coming to an end. Rumors are swirling about her future, and it seems Mitchell is doing everything she can to secure her spot alongside Caitlin Clark. But will it be enough? Are tensions rising behind the scenes, or is this a calculated move by the Fever? Stay tuned for all the shocking details. Talk
is going to be surrounding around none other than free agent Kelsey Mitchell. Now, we know Kelsey Mitchell will be getting courted more than likely by the Indiana Fever.
The Indiana Fever are at a crossroads, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Kelsey Mitchell, the team's long-standing star and a two-time WNBA All-Star, finds herself at the center of swirling rumors about her future. Will she stay with the Fever, or is her time in Indiana coming to an end? And what role does Caitlin Clark play in all this? The situation has fans on edge, and the uncertainty surrounding Mitchell's contract has sparked intense speculation.
I haven't heard the news by now. Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever 2025 schedule.
For starters, the Fever's recent promotional materials have added fuel to the fire. Mitchell's face prominently appears alongside Caitlin Clark and Alia Boston in marketing campaign for the 2025 season. To many fans, this seems like a clear sign that Mitchell is staying. After all, why would the Fever include her in such pivotal announcements if she were on her way out? Yet others argue this could be a clever PR move to pacify fans and keep interest high until a formal decision is announced.
The way it's looking, and word on the street, is that Kelsey Mitchell might have already signed, sealed, and delivered her new contract with the Indiana Fever. Now, we know that they made these big-time announcements on their social media today, and the fans are...
Fever have been vocal about their desire to keep Mitchell, but actions speak louder than words. Free agency looms, and there's no official confirmation of a new contract. Fans are left reading between the lines, analyzing every social media post, every interview, and every public appearance for clues. Adding to the intrigue is Mitchell's own silence. She hasn't posted on social media in weeks, which is unusual for someone as active and engaging as her. This silence has only deepened the mystery. Season now. This season right here is way different from last year's season. The schedule is not nearly as tough as it was. I think their first 11 games, their first 20 games, is within like 32 days or something like that. Don't hold me on that, but it's somewhere up in there. But they don't nearly have to play as many games as they did early. The emergence of Caitlin Clark as the face of the Indiana Fever further complicates matters. Clark, a generational talent, has transformed the team into one of the most talked about franchises in the WNBA. Her ability to draw massive crowds and generate buzz has elevated the Fever to a new level of visibility. With Clark in the spotlight, Mitchell's role in the team's future is a topic of hot debate. Some insiders suggest that Mitchell has reached out to Clark directly, expressing her desire to remain part of the team. It's a fascinating dynamic. Mitchell, a seasoned veteran, acknowledging the influence of a younger player who has quickly become the team's centerpiece. Whether this is true or not, the speculation highlights just how pivotal Clark is to the Fever's plan. She's not just a player, she's a game changer who affects decisions on and off the court. Fans, meanwhile, are growing impatient. Social media is flooded with pleas for the Fever to lock in Mitchell's contract. Kelsey, please don't go, is a common refrain, reflecting the deep connection fans feel with her. Mitchell has spent 7 years with the Fever, building relationships with the fan base and establishing herself as a cornerstone of the team. Losing her would be a significant blow, both emotionally and strategically. Rigorous as it was, and they are opening up the game against who other than Angel Rhea, the Chicago Sky. Now we know the schedule makers did that on purpose because of ratings, and another team they is set to face that is a big-time rating. Adding to the drama is the fact that free agency isn't the only pressing issue for the Fever. The 2025 season schedule has been released, and it's clear that the league is banking on Caitlin Clark to draw big numbers. Key matchups, including games against Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky, are already being hyped as must-watch events. The Fever's rise to prominence is undeniable, but their ability to maintain this momentum depends heavily on how they handle Mitchell's contract situation. Work yet again, and pretty much every other city Caitlin Clark will be going to is more than likely going to be a sold out as the weeks pass. Fans are starting to lose patience with the lack of clarity. Some are even threatening to boycott games if Mitchell isn't resigned. It's a testament to her importance to the team and the community. Mitchell isn't just a player, she's a symbol of stability and continuity for a franchise that has undergone significant changes in recent years. Behind-the-scenes negotiations are reportedly underway. Some insiders believe a deal has already been reached and is simply waiting to be announced. Others think The Fever are still weighing their options, trying to balance their commitment to Mitchell with the realities of building a team around Clark. Whatever the case, the stakes are incredibly high. A misstep here could have long-lasting consequences for the franchise. The silence from Mitchell herself is perhaps the most puzzling aspect of the situation. Normally outspoken and active on social media, she's been unusually quiet in recent weeks. Fans are speculating about what this could mean. Is she waiting for the right moment to announce her decision, or is the silence a sign of deeper tensions behind the scenes? The uncertainty is driving fans to desperation, with some even tagging Mitchell in their posts begging her to stay. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark remains focused on the game. Her ability to stay above the and perform at an elite level is one of the reasons she's become such a pivotal figure for the Fever. Clark's influence extends far beyond the court, affecting everything from ticket sales to merchandise revenue. She's the kind of player who can transform a franchise, and the Fever are clearly banking on her to lead them into a new era. For Kelsey Mitchell, the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about signing a contract, it's about securing her place in a team that is undergoing a seismic shift. Mitchell's decision will have ripple effects throughout the league, potentially influencing other free agents and even the Fever's long-term strategy. It's a delicate balancing act, and the Fever's management must tread carefully to avoid alienating their fan base or disrupting team chemistry. The situation is further complicated by the WNBA's ongoing expansion efforts. With new teams entering the league, the Fever must ensure they remain competitive. Retaining Mitchell would send a strong signal to the rest of the league that Indiana is serious about contending for a championship. On the flip side, losing her could create a perception of instability, undermining the progress they've made in recent years. Fans are anxiously awaiting updates, and the pressure on the Fever's management is immense. Every day without an announcement adds to the tension, fueling speculation and keeping the story in the headlines. For Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark, the stakes couldn't be higher. The decisions made in the coming weeks will shape the future of the Indiana Fever and could have lasting implications for the WNBA as a whole. As the Kelsey Mitchell saga unfolds, the Indiana Fever find themselves at a pivotal moment in their franchise history. The decisions made in the next few weeks will not only define Mitchell's career, but also shape Caitlin Clark's future and the Fever's trajectory in the WNBA. The stakes are astronomical, and the entire basketball world is watching. Caitlin Clark's presence in Indiana has fundamentally altered the landscape of the Fever. She's more than a player, she's a phenomenon. Her record-breaking performances, charismatic personality, and ability to draw massive crowds have turned the Fever into one of the league's most talked-about teams. Clark's influence extends beyond basketball. She's a marketing dream capable of elevating the WNBA's visibility to unprecedented heights. Clark's ability to command the spotlight has, for better or worse, cast a shadow over Mitchell's situation. While Mitchell has been the backbone of the Fever for years, Clark is now the face of the franchise. Her performances have brought newfound attention to the team, but they've also created a sense of urgency for management to build a championship-caliber roster around her. This dynamic has raised questions about how Mitchell fits into the Fever's future plans. The Fever's management understands Clark's value, and they are keenly aware that keeping her happy is a top priority. Reports suggest that Clark has become a central figure in the Fever's decision-making process. If Mitchell stays, it's not just because of her skills, but also because of her ability to complement Clark's game. On the flip side, if Mitchell leaves, it will likely be because the Fever see her departure as a necessary step in building a team that maximizes Clark's potential. For the Fever's loyal fan base, the prospect of losing Mitchell is almost unthinkable. She's more than a player, she's a symbol of resilience and dedication. Over her 7 years with the team, Mitchell has built a deep connection with fans, becoming a beloved figure in Indiana basketball. Her contributions on and off the court have earned her a level of respect and admiration that few players achieve. This emotional connection is at the heart of the growing tension between fans and the Fever's management. Social media is flooded with messages from fans pleading with the team to keep Mitchell. Hashtags like #keep Kelsey are trending, and some fans have even started grassroots campaigns to show their support. The message is clear: Mitchell isn't just a player, she's a part of the Fever's identity. Fans are also acutely aware of the stakes. They understand that the Fever are in the midst of a transformation, with Clark at the center of their plans. But for many, this transformation shouldn't come at the expense of losing Mitchell. "We can have both," one fan tweeted, echoing the sentiment of many. The idea of a team led by Clark and supported by Mitchell is a tantalizing prospect, and fans are desperate for it too. become a reality amid the speculation. Kelsey Mitchell's silence has been one of the most intriguing aspects of this saga. Normally active and engaging on social media, she has been uncharacteristically quiet in recent weeks. This silence has fueled endless speculation about her future. Is she waiting for the right moment to announce a decision, or is her silence a reflection of deeper issues behind the scenes? Some insiders suggest that Mitchell's silence is a strategic move designed to give her leverage in negotiations. By staying quiet, she keeps all options on the table, forcing the Fever to show their cards. Others believe her silence is a sign of internal conflict, with Mitchell grappling with the emotional weight of potentially leaving the team she's called home for 7 years. Whatever the reason, Mitchell's silence has added another layer of intrigue to an already complex situation. Fans are hanging on to every word or lack thereof, desperately searching for clues about what comes next. For Mitchell, this silence could be her way of controlling the narrative, ensuring that when she does speak, her words carry maximum impact. For the Fever's management, the challenge is clear. How do you balance the need to build a team around Caitlin Clark while also retaining a player as valuable as Kelsey Mitchell? It's a delicate balancing act, and the stakes couldn't be higher. On one hand, Clark's arrival has given the Fever a once-in-a-generation opportunity to elevate the franchise to new heights. Her presence has already transformed the team into a must-watch attraction, drawing massive crowds and generating unprecedented buzz. Building a championship-caliber roster around her is a logical next step, and every decision the Fever make must align with this goal. On the other hand, Mitchell's contributions to the team cannot be overstated. She's been a consistent performer, a leader on and off the court, and a player who embodies the values of the Fran. Letting her go would not only weaken the team but also risk alienating a fan base that has grown deeply attached to her. The Fever's management finds themselves in a no-win situation. Reining Mitchell would likely mean making sacrifices elsewhere, potentially limiting their ability to bring in new talent. Letting her go, however, could create a backlash that damages the team's reputation and undermines their efforts to build a cohesive roster. Adding to the complexity of the situation is the timing of the WNBA's free agency period is just around the corner, and the expansion draft is looming. This means the Fever have limited time to make their decisions, and every moment of delay adds to the pressure. The expansion draft in particular presents a unique challenge. With new teams entering the league, the Fever must carefully consider how to protect their core players while also planning for the future. Mitchell's status complicates this process. If she's resigned, she will almost certainly be protected, but if her future remains uncertain, the Fever could face difficult decisions about who to prioritize. The free agency period is equally critical. The Fever must navigate a competitive market, ensuring they have the resources and flexibility to bring in new talent, while also addressing Mitchell's contract. It's a high-stakes game, and the margin for error is razor-thin as the days turn into weeks. The uncertainty surrounding Kelsey Mitchell's future continues to dominate the conversation. Fans, analysts, and insiders are all speculating about what comes next, but the truth is that no one knows for sure. What is clear, however, is that the decisions made in the coming weeks will have far-reaching implications for everyone involved. For Kelsey Mitchell, this is a defining moment in her career. Her next move will not only determine where she plays, but also shape her legacy as one of the WNBA's most respected players. Whether she stays with the Fever or finds a new team, her impact on the game is undeniable. For Caitlin Clark, this is an opportunity to solidify her role as the face of the franchise. Her ability to navigate this situation with grace and professionalism will only enhance her reputation as a leader. If Mitchell stays, Clark will have the chance to build a partnership that could define the Fever's future. If Mitchell leaves, Clark will have to step up even further, shouldering the responsibility of leading the team through this transition. For the Indiana Fever, this is a pivotal moment in their franchise history. The decisions they make now will determine whether they can capitalize on Clark's star power and build a championship-caliber team. It's a high-stakes gamble, and the pressure to get it right is immense. The Kelsey Mitchell saga is far from over, and the basketball world will be watching closely as it unfolds. One thing is certain: the Indiana Fever are at a crossroads, and the choices they make in the coming weeks will shape their future for years to come. Do you think Kelsey Mitchell will stay with the Fever, or is she heading elsewhere? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for updates on all things WNBA. See you in the next one.